Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Blue Bridge. And a player most of the fan base didn't want is joining Chelsea, and the players most of the fan base do want, there's a question mark over whether he'll be joining. Welcome to another crazy day at Chelsea Football Club. Yeah, just another day at Chelsea Football Club, and again the directors are going to be taking a bit of stick, especially amongst a lot of the fan base, because Garnacho is a here we go. So Fabrizio's been doing all his agency work for him, and he's finally a Chelsea player. A £40 million fee has been agreed. Not finally yet, he's still got to do his medical and everything else, but he's got to get the formalities out of the way. Club to club agreement, player agreement. He always wanted Chelsea, apparently. We heard that about 50,000 times, so that's why we know that he always wanted Chelsea. And so whether we like it or not, guys, Garnacho is a Chelsea player. I've done a piece about Garnacho. If I can remember, I'll try and stick it in the link above. I've always said, I'm not going to get angry over this transfer. I'm going to see how he gets on at Chelsea. If he performs, then brilliant. Great bit of business by the directors and the board. If he doesn't, then it's going to be long days ahead in my reviews. But I don't lose sleep over it. I don't raise my blood pressure over things, which may or may not happen, because football is a funny game. Sometimes a player you think is going to be a success for you turns out to be a flop. Like Cuckoo, goodbye Nkuku. It just didn't work out for him. I was excited when we bought Nkuku from Leipzig, but he came in. I know he had an injury, but it did not work out for him. And now that he's gone, I'm not unhappy to see him go. He may go and be a success over in Italy, where the pace of the football may suit him better. But when he was at Chelsea, he had a few good moments, but there were many times that he's disappointed, and he didn't just get used to the pace of the Premier League. His pressing wasn't on point. His finishing was pretty decent when he had the opportunities, but yeah, it wasn't great for him whilst he was here. So that's why I said, so players you think you can do well, don't. Players you don't think may do well, they do. And Garnacho is one of us now. I'll support him, and I want it, as I said, if he's successful, Chelsea are on the road to being successful as well. My only issue I've got with him is one of his weaknesses is when he comes up against low blocks, and his one-on-one dribbling isn't the best, which I find confusing how, because Maresca likes his wingers to be good one-on-one dribblers, which he isn't the best when it comes to one-on-one dribbling. He's a bit one-dimensional. It's easy for the defender to work out which way he's going to go, and hopefully he's 20 years old. Hopefully he can improve upon that. On his day, he's decent. We saw that worldie he scored a couple of seasons ago, which won the goal of the season, and his finishing as well was a bit erratic. So his one-on-one finishing a bit erratic, so that needs improving as well. So if, as I said, Maresca can work on him, improve his game, then there may be a half-decent player in there. So what I was saying before about sometimes the high expectations, they don't prove to be the player that we thought they were, and lots of our fan base are disappointed because we may get beaten to Xavi Simons by Spurs of all teams. Can you imagine us getting beaten by Spurs to a player? That never happens. We saw Willian, and imagine the stick they're going to give us if we've been taunting them for years about how we got Willian. And now if they steal Simmons from us, that'll hurt me more than us not getting him. If he goes to Tottenham and the stick that we get, especially if he cooks at Tottenham as well, that would hurt me. Because we've been, apparently, if all the reports are to be believed, we've been putting a lot of groundwork for Simmons. And what sort of confused me today was that all the reports were Nkunku needs to go for us to get in Simmons, and then Garnacho, for us to get Garnacho, we need to sell Nicholas Jackson. But today, the Nkunku agreement was announced with for AC Milan, and we all thought, okay, that means that we'll get Simmons. But no, we got Garnacho first, so I don't understand that. Newcastle have just agreed a deal to sign Walter Mady, so that's one less option for Nicholas Jackson. And Bayern are just coming out with stupid loan business. I don't know if it's an option or obligation. They're coming out with this rubbish all the time. What I may think may happen, I'm not saying, I haven't got no inside knowledge, but what may happen is, I know that we're after this Fermin Lopez guy from Barcelona apparently, but they're asking 90 million for some guy who's not even in their first team, so I'll stay well clear of that. So and that doesn't bode well with the Simons deal as well, because he's been waiting patiently for us, and to hear that we are being linked with somebody else, then that may force his hand to join Tottenham. So if Simons doesn't join us, and I don't think Barcelona really want to let Lopez go, and if we are not, the reason why we're not getting Simons is because of the price, which is I think Tottenham are willing to pay 60 million all in, which is £6 million. I believe it's 70 million euro. Then I heard the latest news I don't know how true it is, but Barcelona were asking for 90 million for this guy, which Chelsea would never pay if they're not willing to pay 60 million euro or 70 million euro for Xavi Simons. So if I was a betting man and we don't get Simons, I don't think we're going to get this Fermin Lopez neither. I actually think what may happen towards the end of the window is Nicholas Jackson to Aston Villa, Morgan Rogers to Chelsea. That's just my gut feeling if the Simons deal falls through. So we know we've been linked with Rogers for a while. That deal's gone quiet. So if we do a deal between the two clubs where they get a player that they want and we get a player that we've had interest in, then both parties will be happy. So we'll wait and see. So what are your guys' opinion on all the news today? Are you happy about the Garnacho transfer, or do you think we should stay well clear of him? What about Simons? Will you be disappointed if we do not pull this one over the line after being linked with him for so many weeks? What about Lopez? Are you happy for him? Choice between Simmons and Lopez. Which one would you choose? And what about the suggestion I just made? Would you take Morgan Rogers for Nicholas Jackson? Lots of things to talk about. Just stick your comments in the section below. Don't forget, as always, like, subscribe, turn on all post notifications to be notified every time I make a new video. So take care, bye bye.